Hello, and welcome to the first edition of Panther News Nation of Fall 2022. I'm Colton John.
And I'm Camille Way. We're bringing you a new look and a new format this year. This first show will be coming to you in two parts. To kick us off, I'm taking you back to the beginning of the school year, when the sophomores traveled to the Dominican Republic, where we made a significant difference in the lives of 4 families there. This year, the entire Principia sophomore class flew down to the Dominican Republic to build houses for 4 families.
The other houses are doing it too. Flint is off in the distance. Perrin and Hubble are also off in the distance working on houses. So we're making impact for 4 different families, which is really awesome. It's super cool to go on this trip, and I know everyone loves it so far.
Back.
4 houses in 3 days. That's the biggest accomplishment Principia has ever made in the DR. On our first day, we split into groups. Painters.
Hello, painters.
Sawing wood. Nailing frames for walls and hooking up electrical. By the end of the day, we had up 4 walls and interior frames.
We have all 4 walls up.
Our evenings were full of activities, such as Dominican dancing planned by YWAM and pool time. The heat, sun, and hard work was something different for all of us. Many of us lifted our spirits with Bible time.
We'd get together by crew and we'd either read articles, the lesson, some hymns, just kind of to start our little motivation for the day. And I really think it was helpful because we went through a lot during our day. We had a lot of challenges. We each struggled individually.
We're on day 2. This is the house we got so far. It's looking good. Making good progress.
Our second day, the drywall went up. We painted the walls. The roof went on, and we put in the windows. And then we got busy painting the outside of the house. That night after dinner, we all took a long walk to go roller skating and enjoyed some Dominican treats. On our third day, we touched up all the paint, nailed in all the remaining trim, hung up the doors, and finally cleaned up. Since we were finished building, our 4th day was spent touring the city. A local tour guide showed us the history of the town. We had lunch and spent the afternoon shopping at a local market. On our last day, we woke up early for a sunrise walk on the beach, then left for the airport for our trip back home. This is Camille for PNN.
Thanks, Camille. Meanwhile, that same week, I was with the juniors in what's often referred to as the toughest of the fall trips, the Maine sailing trip. But while most juniors dread this trip, once we return, most say it was one of the most rewarding trips to go on.
Day 1, 2 in the morning.
It's 2 in the morning.
Are you excited?
Kinda. I'm pretty tired, but yeah.
Day 1 outward-bound trip. Currently on a flight to Atlanta, Georgia for a 4-hour layover. See you next trip. Hey guys, we're about to go on our 2nd flight of the day.
We landed and we are here at the camp. Yo, look out the window.
I want to see how cold the water is.
For day 1, we just swam.
So
We did a little swimming test. Now we're about to go eat breakfast.
A wise person once told me, it doesn't matter the journey, but it matters where you end up. I don't know what that means.
It's the other way around.
I think it's the other way around too, but we're gonna keep that mindset and, hopefully.
Who's up there?
That's that G.O.D.
It's day 2.
It's day 2.
It's day 3. Yesterday was super rainy and cold, but it was fun, I guess. Yeah. Tomorrow in part 2, I'll bring you a look at the last few days of the trip.
Back in our school building, LEC is sometimes a place students don't want to be assigned. But as Collins Odienge explains, it should be a place students seek out instead of avoid.
The glass.
When we think of LSE, it's important to think about what LSE stands for. Learning Engagement Center.
It's a safe place for students to come and ask any questions.
Mrs. Mori and I are perfectly delightful people, and we are happy to work with anyone, and we enjoy working with everyone.
The LAC is for anyone who's just looking for help, and it doesn't have to be because you're struggling. It could always be for just like, oh, I need help with this question on my math test, or like, oh, I need help writing something.
We have many advantages in LSE.
Well, anytime you work with someone else, you're going to improve. In sports, if you try to get better on your own, or you try to get better with a coach, you're always going to improve more with a coach.
I think that I definitely produced better work when I was in LEC because I had people checking on my work and people helping me get my work done more efficiently and with a little more detail than I would by myself.
The atmosphere in LSE often varies.
Sometimes it's very quiet, and it might be a particular group of students who just prefer the quiet. And then in other rooms it might be louder because that's what a student needs.
The goal of LSE is to help students and make sure everyone feels comfortable with where they are.
Everyone is welcome. We love every single member of the student body, and we would love to see every single one of you, no matter where you are in your academic journey.
Asking for help is not a weakness, it is a strength.
You should be proud of the people in LEC because they're taking advantage of the resources that they're given and taking control of their life to get a better education than maybe somebody who sits in study hall I just watch is like a movie or something like that.
And that's why most LSE students feel like they're in the right place to advance more quickly in their studies and in school overall. For PNN, I'm Collins Odienge.
Thanks, Collins.
Be sure to join us tomorrow when we bring you more of Panther News Nation.
See you then.